It's only 24 hours into Duskmourn being available on Arena, but already there's on the Spike subreddit, there are people talking about what's working and what's not, and somebody named Stonelion is claiming this Rakdos Sacrifice deck has a 70% win rate. So we're going to put it to the test. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena, Duskmourn. You knew I was going to get you a standard deck and hopefully not one you've seen yet. What? A low to the ground deck. Yet still 24 lands. And Stonelion did not specify which lands. So I just did my best guess. We're going to use this new Blazemire Verge land. I'm going to use Raucous Theater. One of, but maybe I should be using the 13 life lands. I don't know if there's a good name for those. The unlucky lands. There's common lands that come into play untapped if one of the players has 13 or fewer life. Anyways, let's take a look at this deck. See what it's doing. How is a deck that's mostly one drops having one red card and a Rottenmouth Viper? What is it up to? Well, we got 3 Corrupted Convictions. Basically a reprint of Village Rites, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards, some cut downs for removal, but also for removal, Final Vengeance, new from Duskmourn here. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature or enchantment. So we've got stuff like Fear of Lost Teeth, it dies, it hits for 1, it drains for 1. Greedy Freebooter, good to sacrifice. Hopeless Nightmare is an enchantment that likes to be sacrificed. It's going to come down, make an opponent discard a card, lose 2 life, and then when we sacrifice it, we're going to get a scry 2 off of it. We've also got Scavenger's Talent. When one or more of our creatures die, we're going to make a food. It only triggers once each turn, but okay. Should be making a decent amount of foods with it. 2 mana upgrade. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, target player mills 2 cards. And then 3 mana at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice 3 other non-land permanents. If you do, return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. I guess that's Rottenmouth Viper if we get there. I'm going to try to do that. So, Disturbing Mirth. Why this? We're splashing red just for this, apparently. Why are we doing that? This is a loot. This is like your standard discard a card, draw 2, but except it's sacrifice an enchantment or creature, draw 2, and then if you can sacrifice it, so if we can use, sacrifice a Disturbing Mirth to another Disturbing Mirth, or to the Final Vengeance, Corrupted Conviction will not work. We manifest Dread. We get to make a 2/2. If it's a creature, we can flip it face up, but that doesn't happen that often. We've also got Come Back Wrong. Destroy target creature. If a creature card is put into a graveyard this way, return to the battlefield under your control, sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Importantly, it does not have haste. It's not like the red stuff that you steal it, it's haste. Not sure why, because we want to sacrifice the creature anyway, so we play this when we have more than 3 mana. I'm not sure why you would run this rare rather than just run the steal. But there you go. Maybe you do it on your own creatures or something. We'll have to find out as we play. Braids has been around for a little bit longer. You may be more familiar. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. And then, of course, Rottenmouth Viper. Relatively new, but you've probably seen it because it's pretty powerful. You can sack a bunch of stuff to cast it for cheaper. When it enters or attacks, put a blight counter. Then for each blight counter, each opponent loses 4 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. This looks like a nasty, nasty deck. And really, if you don't count the mana base, and a lot of people don't when they're doing budget decks, I tend to do that when you look at my budget decks. And maybe we'll come back and do a budget version of this. But in terms of rares in the main deck, 2 Scavenger's Talents, 3 Braids, 2 Comeback Wrongs, and 3 Rottenmouth Vipers, and I believe that's it. So pretty easy on the wild cards if you're looking to craft something that's using cards from the new set. We'll come back maybe at the end of the video and talk a little bit more about how we would do a budget version of it. And then, you know, if there's a clamor, maybe I will do a budget version. So let's get into the gameplay. But first, a word from Overlord of the Hauntwoods.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. You know, nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called Manadad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
Stone Lion said they went 7-3 in Diamond. We're in Silver. Yeah, we've just been in Silver the whole time. So it's hardly giving it the best of tests, honestly. What do we want? I guess the Freebooter dying into a treasure. Probably. Uh-oh. We're getting hit by our own strategy here. Whichever one. One in Bloodfell Caves. Well, annoyingly, don't hit a land. Been complaining nonstop about how I think this deck has too many lands, and then look, we missed our 3rd land drop.
From the end zone, he punts it.
Oh, that's not what I want.
This thing is eating my hand!
In other words, how long of a screw is necessary?
Screwed.
We will mill ourselves. Take the food. Some people are comparing this card to Cat Oven. Maybe you just use it with Cat Oven because of the food. You get extra foods with the cat. Try both to the top. Very, very interesting. Let's take out that Braids. Get some triggers. Get some foods. Keep the land. Oh, perfect. Actually, yeah. Oh, wow. We can cast Braids next. Gumdrop Poisoner makes a food. Alright, so their deck list isn't the same as ours. Another Braids. Fair. And sacrifice the food to make us lose the food. No big deal. Yeah, we do hit a land drop. What have we got in the yard? Do we have... we just have small creatures in the yard. Let's do our own braidsing. Gain some life. Oh, we get some triggers. Bring that sucker back. Would you like to sacrifice something? Not even a land. Hit you with the hopeless nightmare. The hopeless. And they had another Braids. Okay. Just happened. Oh, we gotta wait till the end step. We can lose hopeless nightmare. Bring back one of our Braids. There we go. There's Roddenmouth. Scry 2 mountains to the bottom. (16-16). Opponent coming in with their Braids. Do they have a fourth Braids? Love to see it. Yeah, they do. Good one, nice for that. Okay, what are you gonna? They have nothing to sacrifice though. I guess we don't really. We have 3 permanents to sacrifice. Whatever. Get a couple triggers on this. One, two, three. Triggers on the stack. Bring back the Roddenmouth. Mill. Mill. Gonna mill ourselves out? No. Mill. Another Roddenmouth in there. But we don't get the foods? It's only when creatures you control die, I see. They get a Roddenmouth. We just lose 4. They've got the gumdrop that can come down, so yeah, we'll just lose 4. Just cut down for now. Coming in. Double trigger. I need more permanents to sacrifice. Gumdrop. Adios, Gumdrop. Fear of Lost Teeth. Deep Cavern Bat, no targets. And Disturbing Mirth. Sacrificing the bat, yeah. Drawing some cards, that's what we need. Hopeless Nightmare. Go to 10. Hey, we get our own Redditor play path. Let's attack for 1, then attack. Auto pay. Oh wait, no, I don't want to target myself with that ability. Thank you very much. I will mill myself. Actually, let's start milling them. Opponent sacrifices Disturbing Mirth to manifest dread. That is good against us. What a mirror match we've got going. Maybe I should make this game number 1. You can see 2 different builds of this deck. I'm feeling the Virtue of Persistence, if they just play it, is going to be pretty good. Start getting our Rotten Mouths. And we just keep hitting lands. No! Well, we get double trigger. Chump. But then, the question is, we do have another Rotten Mouth in here by now, right? Yeah, we do. We go to end step. Oh, we need we need one more permanent. If only that hadn't been a land. If they get a Rotten Mouth on us. Target player mills 2 cards. Let's mill you. Oh gosh, now they can get shielded. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, we're just hitting lands. Rotten Mouth got us there in the end. Wow. Okay, Rakdos Sac. Is it a 70% win rate deck? Ripple lands here. This is kind of what I'm worried about. We have so much draw. Got the mice. Mouse in the house. I guess we want Blackcleave Cliffs. We're going to lead with. Play that old freebooter. They kill the freebooter is the question. Heartfire hero number 2. Attack. No blocks. Use your pump spell. Monstrous Rage. Indeed. Take 5. Ouch. Okay. Well. We could play Disturbing Mirth without sacrificing our creature. I think we want to just get this guy off the board. Yeah, we'll draw Braids. And we have a treasure. We don't have anything to sack. So, I guess we'll pass the turn. Maybe this was a bad hand to keep with the 4 lands. They're down to 3 cards. They got Slick Shot. I think we need a couple more cut downs in our opening hand. Monstrous Rage again. Okay. Ouchie, ouchie. But it's 7. But they are down to 1 card in hand. Do we sacrifice our treasure? In your end step, you can sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, they lose 2 life. And you draw a card. Well, I think we need to draw cards. We got the freebooter. I get a Monstrous Rage number 2. Go to 1. And then can they sacrifice? Yeah. Okay. Well, this is like the most popular deck, the mouse deck, and I don't know. Did I misplay that? You let me know. Up against Isant. Isant play a card that is banned. We can keep this. I've had problems with flooding in the past. Mono black. We want to kill our creature. Let die to treasure. We could have Braids on turn 2. Early as 2. Deep Cavern Bat. Takes Braids, possibly? We could just play Fear of Lost Teeth and sacrifice it. A good try, opponent. Mono black discard. You are quite annoying. Bat. Yeah, 3 more cards to look at. Takes Final Vengeance, maybe? Takes Braids again, huh? Well, how about you taste a little bit of your own medicine? Don't need Blackcleave Cliffs. It's going to come in to play tapped anyway, so. Braids is back. Back again. And the turn. Tell a friend. Okay. Easy. Rakdos to the Sackdos. Stick around to the end to see the actual win rate of the deck, not just from the games I was able to fit into the video. And we'll talk about this terrible mana base. I mean, I don't think... Well, actually, I do think I screwed up by putting too many mountains in. I don't know if we'd ever want to tap land, though. Try to find some more action. Opponent, the Crime Land. For Herald Scout. Exploring. Bonnie Paul, leaving it on top. Okay. Let's cut that down. And we'll cash you in for a card, a treasure, a scry. Blackcleave Cliffs. Nah. Next turn we can Rottenmouth. Rottenmouth versus Bonnie Paul. The battle of the busted mythics. Oh, Bonnie Paul's not even mythic, right. Busted rare. Yay. Fun exploring. Like Lauren. Well, we can Fear of Lost Teeth for sure. And Treasures are really throwing off the calculations on the Rotten Mouth. Just sack this, get a ping. The card. Case of the Locked Hothouse. Hopeless Nightmare. Lose a card, please. Scout. Attack for 3. And then 1, 2. Yeah, we gotta sack everything, yeah? Hopeless Nightmare will be good, yeah, we'll leave that on top. Opponent, would you care to sacrifice something or take some damage? Or discard? They go to 1. They're dead to fear of lost teeth. Is that... Did we leave? No, that was a freebooter. Banipal. Lose your last card, please. Oh, wow. That did it. Okay. Trying our best to face something other than mono red mice with the ley line. Opponent going first, though. Forest. Freebooter. I was supposed to Blackcleave Cliffs there. Cosmo Kramer coming in with Flourishing Bloomkin. Okay. Might have a chance. Let's take this guy out right now. Blazemire Verge. Sure. We'll keep taking land drops. Itch for 1. Streetwise Negotiator. 1-3. And go Rotten Mouth. How does it think we can cast this? Each permanent. We could sack those permanents, but then if we sack that permanent, we can't get the mana. So, all right, let's just do Braids. Last turn. Trying to make him sack a land or something. Yeah. Well, I guess this turns into a treasure, so. And another Rottenmouth Viper. It could be good if we just slam in Vipers all day long. Face down card. What could it be? Coming in with the 3/3. Nah. You got it. Doesn't really matter. Action cannot be completed. Cancel. Let's try this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 7 mana? Sacrifice 1. Auto pay. There we go. Do I care to draw? Sure, I'll draw a land next turn. When it takes the damage. Please, a forest flips up Flourishing Bloomkin. It's a 6/6. The thing is, if I attack with my 6/6, we get 2 blight triggers, right? Double blocking. Well, got their big guy. And how about another one? What say you, opponent? Sack a creature. Yeah, we'll sack a land. Don't need this land. That they were willing to take damage for. What is in their hand? A Bloomkin. 7/7. And a Golden Hydra. Well, that they'll be willing to sacrifice. See if I can find something with this Braids. Hopeless Nightmare. They go to 2. What happens if I attack? They have to sacrifice non-land permanents, right? I think I win. That turns into treasures, but I still hit for 6. Badoom. Got it. Okay. 50% win rate. I wanted to play a full 10 games. I could see how, in all fairness to this Redditor, I could see how you could go 7-3 with this deck. Because if you're not facing mono red mice except for 3 times, you could probably win. We were winning against other decks, including the mirror match, or a somewhat of a mirror match. But right here, a lot of the mono red mice are showing up as black-red. So the one black-red game that we actually won was the mirror match. And then we won a mono-red game that was a different kind of mono-red spells build that wasn't mice. But then it was just all losses to mice and 1 loss to lizards. And then, wins otherwise. On the play, 60% win rate. On the draw, 40%. Just getting run over by mice a lot. And mice is the most popular. Mono red mice is the most popular deck. So do I recommend playing this? I do not, at least not in its current state. I think you could probably get there. it might be worth testing. Trim down some mountains. We really, because of the Disturbing Mirth, it's a good card, but it wasn't really cooking in the games that we had. I would put in at least another cut down, especially if you're playing best of one, and then maybe a couple more creatures that you can cast for a black that are advantageous to sacrifice or just aggro. And I don't know. We never got comeback wrong, at least working. There is something to this deck for sure. 50% win rate. It is at silver, but that's something. It'll rank you up at silver because each win you get at silver, it counts for 2 ranks, and each loss only counts for 1. But beyond that, yeah, I don't know. We'll maybe try it out as a budget deck, but if it can't win with the rares, I do think it's too many lands. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Remember, Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.